In phonetics, a trill is a consonantal sound produced by vibrations between the active articulator and passive articulator. Standard Spanish less than RR greater than as in pero, for example, is an alveolar trill. Trills are very different from flaps. Whereas with a flap, a specific gesture is used to strike the active articulator against the passive one. In the case of a trill, the articulator is held in place where the airstream causes it to vibrate. Usually a trill vibrates for 2 to 3 periods, but maybe up to 5, or even more if geminate. However, trills may also be produced with only a single period. Although this might seem like a flap, the articulation is different. Trills will vary in the number of periods, but flaps do not. Phonemic trills. Trill consonants included in the International Phonetic Alphabet are alveolar trill, bilabial trill, uvular trill, voiceless epiglottal trill, voiced epiglottal trill. In addition, velopharyngeal fricative found in disordered speech sometimes involves trilling of the velopharyngeal port, producing a snort. The bilabial trill is uncommon. The coronal trill is most frequently alveolar, R, but dental and post-alveolar articulations, R, and R, also occur. An alleged retroflex trill found in Toda has been transcribed, R, but might be less ambiguously written, RR, as only the onset is retroflex, with the actual trill being alveolar. The epiglottal trills are identified by the IPA as fricatives, with the trilling assumed to be allophonic. However, analyzing the sounds as trills may be more economical. There are also so-called strident vowels which are accompanied by epiglottal trill. The cells in the IPA chart for the velar, pharyngeal, and glottal places of articulation are shaded as impossible. According to Esling, palatal trills are also implausible. The upper pharyngeal tract cannot reliably produce a trill, but the epiglottis does, and epiglottal trills are pharyngeal in the broad sense. A partially devoiced pre-uvular fricative trill has been reported to occur as coda allophone in Limburgish dialects of Maastrichten. Weert. It is in free variation with partially devoiced uvular fricative trill. Voiceless trills occur phonemically in e.g., Welsh and Icelandic. Mangbepuaninda have phonemically voiceless bilabial trills. The Czech language has two contrastive alveolar trills, one a fricative trill. A symbol for this sound, R, has been dropped from the IPA, and it is now generally transcribed as a raised R. Langshanyi has two buzzed or fricative vowels, I, U, which may also be trilled, R. A number of languages have trilled affricates such as MB and D. The Chapacuran language Wari, and the Muran language Piraha have a very unusual trilled phoneme, a voiceless bilabially post-trilled dental stop. T. A nasal trill, R, has been described from some dialects of Romanian, and is posited as an intermediate historical step in rhoticism. However, the phonetic variation of the sound is considerable, and it is not clear how frequently it is actually trilled. Extralinguistic trills. A lingulabial trill, R, is not known to be used phonemically, but occurs when blowing a raspberry. Snoring typically consists of vibration of the uvula and the soft palate. Although the former part is simply a uvular trill, there is no standard linguistic term for the latter. It does not constitute a velar trill, because the velum is here the active articulator, not the passive. The tongue is not involved at all. A double wide with double dot, suggesting a pig's snout. The extensions to the IPA identify a fricative pronounced with this same configuration as velopharyngeal. Lateral trills are also possible. They may be pronounced by initiating L, or with an especially forceful evlo. There is no symbol for them in the IPA. Lateral coronal trills are sometimes used to imitate bird calls, and are a component of Donald Duck talk. A labiodental trill is most likely to be lateral, but laterality is not distinctive among labial sounds. Adjective trills are not known from any language, despite being easy to produce. They may occur as mimesis of a cat's purr. Summary. Bibliography. Gussenhoven, Carlos, Arts, Floor, The Dialect of Maastricht, Journal of the International Phonetic Association 29. 155–166, DOI 10.1017, S0025100300006526. Heijmans, Linda, Gussenhoven, Carlos, The Dutch Dialect of Weert, Journal of the International Phonetic Association 28. 107–112, DOI 10.1017, S0025100300006307. Leifage, Peter, Madison, Ian. The Sounds of the World's Languages. Oxford, Blackwell. ISBN 0-631-19814-8.